Hello everyone, welcome back to Too Sweet MTG and welcome to another Cube Tuesdays. Today we're going to be talking about another cool card in Cube, and that's Crop Rotation. We're going to be talking about all the cool things that you can do with this card in Cube. So firstly, Crop Rotation is a single green for an instant. As initial cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a land. You then search your library for any land card and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. So Crop Rotation, what does it do and what is it good for? So at its base level, it is a premium land tutor. It's one of the best actually. All you realistically need to cast this spell is a land that taps for a single green. With that, you can then go and get any land out of your deck and put it straight into play. It doesn't even enter the battlefield tapped. There's a lot of really powerful lands in Magic that this can just go and get straight away. You have your Dark Depths Thespian Stage combo, for example. You have your Strip Mine, you have your Wastelands, you have your Field of the Dead, you have your Urza's Saga. If you have your 4-colour Omnath in play, hell, you can go and get a fetch land and then this will trigger it twice. Even turning a basic land into a Triome on turn 1 if you have nothing else to do, just so you have perfect mana for the rest of the game, is not a bad idea. So with that said, what kind of decks can it actually go into? It can really go into a lot of kind of decks. In lands decks, it'll probably be the best if you're trying to win with like a Dark Depths Thespian Stage. This can go and get the other half of it and mean that you can get that kill all the quicker. Like a deck running Crucible of Worlds or Round of Excavator, you can sack your land to Crop Rotation and then just replay the land the next turn anyway. But if I'm honest, it goes in more than just the lands deck. If you have any super strong land in your deck, this becomes a high pick because it lets you go and get it. It's basically another copy of that card. If you're a mono green deck, you can cash this in to go and get your Gaia's Cradle. If you're an artifact deck with the ability to splash green off of like a talisman or a signet, you can use this to go and get your Tolarian Academy and then really pop off. In terms of drafting it, what's really nice about this card is that it's a super strong, super impactful card that won't go early in a pack. This is a card that's fine to pass early. Basically, once you have your super strong land, once you have your Field of the Dead, once you have one of Dark Depths or Thespian Stage, once you have a Tolarian Academy, something like that, then Crop Rotation becomes a much more higher pick for you to take. So how does it actually play in a game of Magic? Well, it's a tutor. It lets you go and get the best thing that you need right then and there. That is by far the best thing about tutors. It can get you that thing that you need immediately. If you have that super strong card in your deck, like a Field of the Dead or a Gaia's Cradle, basically you are using Crop Rotation as a second copy of that card. You are going to cash in a Rubbisher land to go and get that good one at some point in the game. How early you do that is kind of up to you and depending on what you're coming up against. One nice thing you can do with this is if your opponent does have Strip Mine or Wasteland, you can almost kind of like bait them into using it, and then in response you can sack the land that they're targeting to Crop Rotation to go and get another land. They'll be down their land, but you'll go and get your nice shiny one to put into play. In terms of alternatives of Crop Rotation, there aren't too many good cheap ones that put them directly into play. You do have Expedition Map and actually Park Map, which I do quite like, which go and get any land from your deck and put it into your hand. Those are good redundant bits for the same kind of effect, and if you're building your own cube and you're thinking of running Crop Rotation, I would either run Expedition Map or Park Map as well to complement it. So I guess the last kind of question is, what kind of cube could you see Crop Rotation in, or what kind of cube would Crop Rotation go into if you're thinking of building one yourself? Basically, the better lands that you have in your cube, the better Crop Rotation is going to be. If you're running any of the busted ones that we've mentioned earlier, Crop Rotation has a great place and you're more likely to see it in a cube like that. In more budget environments, where you're not going to be seeing things like Gaia's Cradle or Tolarian Academy, it doesn't have as much of a place. However, if there's any kind of lands deck, like a landfall deck with things like Avenger of Zendikar, like Phylath, that kind of thing, Crop Rotation is great in that kind of deck and that kind of cube environment. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. Do let me know down in the comments your thoughts on Crop Rotation. Do you like it in cube? What is your best story with it? That kind of thing. Would be great to see them. But until next time, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.